The European competitions are underway and going full force. So that means it's time for Topps to release their UCC products, and it all begins with Topps Deco for 25-26. Is this a release that has a lot of bang behind it, or is it a bust? Topps UCC Deco for 25-26 has hit the shelves. Well, technically, it hit their website, but it has been released. This release is the start of the UCC line from Topps, and the UCC line is all the European competitions and the clubs that feature in that year. So we're talking the Champions League, the Europa League, and the Conference League. The hype for this release has been basically zero.
Okay, let's go.
The reason for that is, strangely and very unlike Topps, there was no build-up, no marketing. This release was suddenly dropped. Out of nowhere, people had a day's notice that it was getting released, and bang, it was available. As you can see on screen, there is the box that we get this year. Always classy, love the look of Deco. Even the box always looks classy. So what do we get? We get 10 packs of 8 cards, 1 guaranteed auto, and 3 numbered cards. Price-wise, it is £140, which is just shy of 300 Australian dollars. So straight away, the first thing we notice is the increase in price. It's gone up from £125 last year. So they've increased the price, but they haven't increased your guarantee. So you're paying more for the same product. So that means it's an expensive box.
Peter, this all looks very expensive.
Yes, you might say it was shockingly expensive.
So here we go. As you can see on screen, there is your Deco card. That looks like a base card with the tagline Modern Marvels up top. And Deco, as always, such a classy, sharp-looking card and design. Love that. There is one of your base inserts. Now we see what the autos are going to look like. There is your Marmouche, your one-of-one Marmouche auto, and a big thing to notice and be aware of, these are all sticker autos. So there is your Jude Bellingham. Not sure if that's a base or an insert, but we see it is number 1 out of 50. Classy, the purple seems to work. Love the look of Deco as always. Here on screen, we see what a triple auto is going to look like. This one in particular, Isaac, Haaland, and Pedro. Interestingly, they haven't gone for club-specific or nation-specific, so it will be interesting to know who really wants this. If I was a Liverpool or City or Chelsea fan, I wouldn't want rival clubs on my card, but there you go, there is a triple auto. Now it's time for a patch auto. Here is the Ronaldinho patch auto. We're not sure if it's player match worn or it's a napkin patch, but there it is. There is your Ronaldinho out of 25 patch auto. Razzmatazz is back again, and here we see the one-of-one of Erling Haaland. Very popular card. For me, that looks a little bit too much going on, but it is a beautiful card in person, so hopefully this one looks better in person than it does on screen. Dual autos next, then and now are what they're calling it. Here is your PSG one of Neymar and Dembele. So that's telling us we will be seeing legends in this set. There is your dual auto, their then and now set. We were speaking about legends. Of course, they're in the product. There is your Ronald Koeman. I like the look of that design. Oof, very, very nice. There is a legend auto. The last we get to see is a one club insert featuring both a male and a female for the same club. There is your Barcelona players. For me, that's probably the weakest looking of all the designs, but there are some big fans of these, so there is your one club insert. As you can see on screen in the small font up the top, there is your parallel breakdown. We've got an out of 99 all the way down to a 1 of 1. Now, current stars, what do we get? Hopefully a mix and every club featured. Straight off the gate, we see 3 out of 4 first mentioned are Liverpool. So do expect a lot of the bigger clubs to get represented more. But here we go. We've got Eteke, Olise, Brahim Diaz, Udogi, Giroud, Vinny Jr., Chris Wood, Konate, Delap, Evan Ferguson, Dumfries, Morgan Gibbs-White, Frimpong, Van de Ven, Alanga, Rafinha, Tonali, Bradley, Salah, Palmer, Riquelme, McAllister, Rashford, Pedri, Gokares, Gakpo, and Jude Bellingham. Then and Now is next, and as you can see straight out of the gate, we got a Ronaldinho and a Yamal, a very popular card that will be. Then you've got things like the Henry and Gokares, and the Neymar and the Dembele. One club is the next checklist. As you can see, not every club featured. Next up is Legends. We got George Weah, Etu, Del Piero, Schneider, Firmino, Dwight York. So there are your legends. Next is Prodigy. So these are the rookies, the up-and-comers, the hot stars of tomorrow that Topps believe are. I personally don't know any of these. The only name I know is Heskey of Man City, because that is Heskey of Liverpool and Leicester fame's son. But there is your prodigies. Now it is Le Nouvel Esprit. I hope I've said that right and haven't butchered it. I apologize if I have. Here we go. Only a few players. These look like rookies as well, because as you can see in there, there's a Job Bellingham and a few others. So now let's get into the next set for me to butcher in pronunciation. Thank you very much, Topps, for this. This is Junior Embalatic. No idea how to say that. I apologize again if I've said it wrong. Here we go. These are all legends. 5 featured: Maradona, Seedorf, Raul, Romero, and Baggio. Now it's artistry time. Bit of a mixture of legends and current. You see a Baggio, Yamal, and a Cruyff, just to name a few. Now it is modern marvels. This seems to be all Paris Saint-Germain, all Barcelona, 2 Inter, and 1 Man City. There are your modern marvels. Now it's time for the autographs, the autos, and first off is the current stars. And as we can see, it is the same checklist as before, with 3 out of the first 4 are Liverpool. So there you go. You got Isak, Romero, Giroud, Vinny Jr., Evan Ferguson, Ousmane Dembele, João Neves, Riquelme, Gokares, Gakpo, Odegaard, and Mikey Moore. Then and Now are going to get autographs as well. So this is the same as we saw previously. There you go. Only a few teams. But of course, the big one for a lot of people that will chase is Ronaldinho and Yamal. One club gets an autograph checklist. So there you go. Not every club featured, but Barcelona twice, Real Madrid, Inter, Bayern Munich, and Juventus. Legends checklist. Not as many as the base cards, but we still get quite a few. George Weah, Del Piero, Schweinsteiger, Lundberg, Schneider, Mata, Firmino, John Collins, and Di Maria. Prodigy checklist. Not as many as before, but still a few. So there you go. There's your Prodigy autographs. Nouvel Esprit checklist. Only 4 featured, but there you go. There's the autographs for that. Junior Embalatic checklist. So bad at this. I apologize again for butchering it. There is only 4 this time. Seedorf, Raul, Romero, Baggio. Novu short print. Different checklist than we've seen. Some different players featured. Looks to be predominantly legend, but there is some current players in there. You see Tevez of Man City. You've got Berbatov of Tottenham. You've got Eden Hazard of Chelsea. Patrick Kluivert of Barcelona. Timothy Weah of Marseille. Kevin De Bruyne of Napoli. Nico Williams of Athletic Bilbao. Now it's dual and triple auto time. We see a few clubs featured. two of which are triples. We see the one we saw before with Isaac, Haaland, and Pedro. We also get a triple for Barcelona. That's going to be Pedri, Yamal, and Rafinha. But you also get a Real Madrid one, an Arsenal, a Bayern Munich, and a Spurs one. Cubist is next. So this is an insert, a case hit. Only 5 featured. Messi, Zidane, Ronaldinho, Ibrahimovic, and Henry. Razzmatazz is next. A few players. Looks to be a mixture of legends and current players. As you can see on screen, we've got Mbappe, Bellingham, we've got Yamal, we've got Vinny Jr., we've got Messi, then we've got Cruyff, Gyökeres, Diego Maradona, Musiala, Alan Shearer, and Harry Kane. Last but not least is the auto patches, the autograph relics, which they're titling Antiquity. And as you can see, not every club is featured, with a mixture of legends and current players. There's a Zidane in there, a Torres, Lampard, Hazard, a Bale, and a Gakpo. As you know, here at Totally Football Cards, we give you a rating out of 5. But before we do, we give you 3 factors, 3 reasons for that score. Reason number 1, Deco always looks so classy, so nice, so artistic. It is a beautiful looking card, a beautiful looking set, and thankfully Topps haven't messed around with it, haven't fucked with it, and have kept it as we always like, which is exactly how it looks. It has great eye appeal, it's looking beautiful, very important.
That woman looks exactly like me.
That's your reflection, Peter.
Oh, I'm beautiful. Yeah, that woman has her finger up her nose.
That's still your reflection, Peter.
Oh, she's beautiful.
Reason number 2. Deco, unfortunately, is always printed and manufactured on a cheaper style of cardboard. The quality, the stock that we are seeing with these cards is never very high. It is very, very cheap. These cards rarely hold up the test of time from opening to later on. These cards come out dinged and bashed on the corners. The edging and sides are always whitened. These cards are very cheap, and unfortunately, that does impact them long term and short term. Also, it does tell you what Topps thinks of this product and where it ranks in their priorities if they are using such cheap cardboard.
All right, let's go. What should we leave for a tip?
The food and service were both great. Give him the full 3%.
Cheap.
Reason number 3. The price increase feels unnecessary and a fucking insult. You haven't given me something extra for my money, so why am I paying extra? It is downright rude, but the problem is people have still bought this product. It's sold out in minutes despite the price increase with less guarantee. What also links into that is long term, the value of these cards doesn't hold. There will be a slight boom at the start when these cards reach the market, but eventually over time, these cards fall by the wayside, people forget about them, and they move on to the next set. So Topps expect us to pay more for cards that don't have long-term value. Topps are basically just robbing us and taking all our money at this point with this product.
Well, that's fantastic. A really smart decision, young man. We can put that check in a money market mutual fund. Then we'll reinvest the earnings into foreign currency accounts with compounding interest, and it's gone.
What?
It's gone. It's all gone.
So what do we score this out of 5? It's got to be 3. It is a very middle of the pack release.
Sometimes may be good, sometimes may be shit.
This is a fun release and can be a fun release. The cards look great. They're so beautiful, artistic, great eye appeal. There are some big chase cards within this checklist, but you need to be very aware of what you're getting yourself into. Be mindful and careful of the price of the box, a price of entering a break, or even the price of buying a single. Everything in this release goes down year in, year out. You are going to struggle to make money or keep the money that you invest.
So then he can make money.
No, because on the way home, the sharks come and eat the fish. And so, he no make money.
As I always say, collect smart, collect with your heart, collect smarter, not harder. So what do you think about TOPPS DECO 2526? You excited about this release? Did you even know this release was coming out? I love to hear from you guys as always. Sound off on those comments down below. This has been Totally Football Cards. My name's Jeremy. Yeah, buddy.
Let's get it.